Hey, Craig from Anglin Motorsports. I'm here with my buddy Chad and his F-150. We towed the Corvette with this truck about a week ago down to my property, but today Chad's actually having a problem with a rear wheel. The brakes are rubbing really bad. So we ran to the auto parts store. We grabbed some brake pads and a new rotor because we could see through the wheel. There are big marks on the rotor, so we knew right away. We didn't buy a caliper because we don't think the caliper's got a problem. We're thinking the brake pads and the rotor is the issue. So through watching some YouTube videos, I believe we got it. We're gonna give it a shot. So check this out right after this. So everybody, if you can look right here, you can see on the rotor, that rotor is really ground down hard. And these brake pads, there's not much left of them. And they are grinding every time you step on it. It just gets completely ground down. All right, let's change this out. You get the caliper off, 19.
There we go. Helps you go the right way.
It does help. You get that one bolt off. There's two of them, one on top, one on bottom.
There you go. Sometimes it's easier to just take it out by hand than using the impact. Okay, leave that there.
Now we're going to pull the caliper off and put a strap on it. There we go.
Oh yeah, all gone.
Pads,
all gone, mate. All gone.
Pads are seen it. So because you got your brake lines hooked up, that little rubber hose running there to the caliper, you just want to kind of keep it close so your brake lines stay good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a rubber mallet. We're going to beat on the back side of this and have it slide off to put on the new rotor. Okay, so this is our new rotor. There's the old rotor. We're just matching them up to make sure we've got a perfect match. Looks like we do. And have a look at that. Beautifully machined, freshy. And it's also called a painted hub right there on top. So we're gonna slap that on real quick. So what we have here is a tool from the harbor. And what this does is this compresses the piston in on the brake caliper and allows you to get the brake pads off. So we're going to put that on right now. So if you're working on your 2018 F-150 and you're putting on a new rotor like that, this will be the part number. This is from CarQuest. These are the premium. That's YH421758P. And then the pads, these are the premium gold. That's GNAD1602 for the pads. All right, let's get these on that caliper. Okay, now that we have the rotor on, we're gonna put the whole housing back on. Then we're gonna pull the caliper apart to get to the shoes. Okay, now that we have the caliper back on the rotor after install it, we're gonna, right here at the top and bottom, you can see that little boot, this little rubber boot right here. This is the bolt. We're gonna take that off, and we're gonna take off the other one in here. There we go. Nice and easy. And then the one at the bottom side, and it's going righty-tighty or to the right.
Yeah.
Actually, not left.
It looks like it's left.
It does because we're on the back side of the bolt.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna loosen that up, and we're gonna slip the caliper off the top of this. There you go. Now we'll just hang the caliper because it's on the hose off. Now that we've got that, we have access to the shoes that are here in the back. And so these are held on with clips. You just pop those clips up. There you go, and out. Let me hold one. Here's the old pad. Look how gnarled up that joker is and eaten down.
It's ridiculous that they didn't see that.
Yeah. We're gonna compare these pads with a good set. Let me hold one good one. This is the front. This is the front, that's the back. And here's the difference. Look at the difference of the pads. Now turn them sideways. Look at that. There's so much more pad, okay? That's why you're getting grinding, because you're metal to metal. All right, let's put these pads in. Okay, so this new shoes comes with new clip hardware. There we go, we're gonna pop these in. This is what holds the clip, the brake pads inside the caliper. And they just pop on like that. Fairly simple. It's to fight you a little bit, doesn't it?
This one does.
Yeah.
There we go.
There it is, okay. Now then, make sure you're putting the pads on the right way, yep.
I don't think of the front and back. I'll just open all of them real quick and look.
I'm gonna double check that you're making the right move. Basically, this is a set for the whole back of the rear of the vehicle. So these just slip in and right up against the rotor like that. Okay.
So I'm going to tighten these back down.
Make sure you have your gaps right as you tighten them back down. We'll slip in the next pad. Yep, nice and tight. And now we're going to pull the caliper back over and put it back on. Okay, next we're going to use our compression tool for the piston. We're going to use an old brake pad, and we're going to put the tool in there. You can see that. And then what's going to happen is it's going to press down, and then this piston is going to get pushed back into the housing so that it'll slip on the new brake pads. Once he gets it all pressed all the way down, it'll stay when he takes the tool off.
Almost there.
A little bit more. You can see how that's being pressed in right there. All right.
Okay.
Okay, now that we've got the piston compressed on the caliper, we're going to slip that right back on the brakes here. Gotta get those nuts out of the way. You got to take that off.
There we go.
That's in your way.
No, it's not. Because the things screw into that.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, they were below my feet. There. Someone was being mean. Red Loctite. Didn't work. Okay, and there we go.
That's one bolt.
One bolt. And 2 bolts. Alrighty, just time to tighten everything up now.
Okay, now we'll just put some tightening on all of the bolts that hold on the housing as well as the caliper. These are the bolts for the caliper. So now we're going to use the 19mm socket on the back side there to get the caliper to the wheel hub on the axle. You put your own way to torque in it. Okay, now we're just going to do a quick rotor test before we put the wheel on. We're going to crank the vehicle and let it turn a little bit. He's going to put it in gear and then press the brake. There it goes, spinning. Press the brake, and there's the stop. Okay, let's get the star back on. Okay, so that's about all it takes, folks. You know, you just got to take your time, watch what you're doing. Again, anything, there's loads of information on YouTube of how to do this yourself. And look, it's 100, 125, 175, crazy prices at the mechanic shops these days. So look, you go to your local auto parts store, get you these parts, and you saw how easy it was, right? We just took off a few things. We replaced the pads, rotors, and put the calipers back together. No problem. So you can do this, okay? So thanks for stopping by here at Anglin Motorsports. Hope you learned something today. Remember to do, undo, and redo. See you next time.